fancy my knee is a little bit in front. Do the audience mind my knee?
I don't know.
Do you guys mind my
I think it's fine.
knees? Yeah, fuck it. Hello and welcome to the Mediocre Best Podcast. I'm James, the Nerd Skinner.
I'm Fraser Oliver.
And welcome to your guide to Falmouth University.
Well, hey, because we're officially Falmouth's number one podcast, right?
Yeah, this episode's actually... No, it's not.
Can you imagine?
I really wish.
Sponsored by Res Life.
Basically, right, if Falmouth Uni are watching this, which if we put Falmouth Uni in the title...
Or someone from, like, the student ambassadors, like the Res Life, someone will be...
If you'd like us to do a more positive contact... More positive podcast, let us know with some monetary incentives.
Because this one's just going to be like a honest...
It's going to be our honest
opinions of, like, the uni itself, the campus, the course, the accommodation, maybe just our... Sorry, mate. Just the Royal Mail. I see it's you guys hoodies.
Mine was one of them, and Parker Register.
Oh, so can you open it on the podcast?
Yeah, of course can.
Right, context. As we film this, as this goes up, it's the day before Halloween.
Yes. Yeah, of course can.
Is it Halloween when this goes up, or is Sunday Halloween, or the day before?
I don't know what day specifically.
Sunday's the day before Halloween.
Okay, basically Halloween is soon, and as a as a costume, me, James and Parker are Alvin, Simon and Theodore. And James and Parker have just got their hoodies delivered. It's incredible.
Yes.
That A is great. That A
really
has
cool.
come out really nicely.
This is going to be amazing.
Because they don't actually
sell.
They don't sell it, so I had to get this kind of like go to a custom one, and then all I did was
that
just.
looks great.
It was quite easy to sort, but
There's
yeah.
a great photo of Fraser as Simon.
Oh yeah, I tried the hoodie on.
Yeah, we'll get. Well, don't worry, we can shit out a couple of TikToks for you if you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Falmouth, if you'd
just
like
for
to pay
our
us, feel free. But this will be right
100% honest.
because I feel like this title. Maybe I'm, maybe over-egging this a little bit, but maybe someone new might discover this. You're trying to like. Going to or looking at Falmouth
or
Uni.
maybe just got to because it's only like October. Yeah. If someone's moved to Falmouth, they'll only be there like a month. So there might be someone who's just moved to the uni.
So
someone might be looking.
These are our opinions of a
maybe
uni. Little tips, tricks, where to go. How the uni can be a bit scammy sometimes. Yeah. But I am wearing one of their.
I do have. I don't know what I did with it. I've got a really nice bomber jacket that says Falmouth Uni on it.
Is that like the black and...
It is, that's the one, yeah.
Yeah, no, that one's really nice.
Yeah, really nice. I love a bomber jacket.
But first of all,
yes.
because, we've got the Mike and Son box.
Iconic. We can't not.
We've got them.
I said that literally the second episode we've done it, but they will become iconic.
They will become iconic. I am Mike.
And I am Sully.
Oh, wow.
Fraser, Sully, Oliver.
James, Mike, Nerdy Brit, Skinner.
I'm confused. Drinks.
Hello. Wait, was I supposed to go James Mike Skinner or
James the
nerdy Mike Brit?
Fraser, Sully, Oliver.
You can, because your name is the same both times. It doesn't matter for you. I had to actively shut the fuck up. I had to actively pick. I will never actively shut the fuck up. That's not what I do.
Right, drinks, James. So I'm not like we used to do like different drinks. Then we started doing we would have the same drink. We've got different drinks, but it's the same brand. Purdy's. Have heard of Purdy's? I haven't.
Natural
energy. Refocus.
I'm going to be rejuvenating with grape apple, and apparently, bloody hell, guys, it's with ginseng.
Okay, well I'm refocusing with dark fruits and what the fuck is that?
Sorry, it's guarana.
I don't know what guarana is.
Have you never heard of guarana?
They look quite good, like...
Oh yeah, I am strong. I can open the
lid.
Live
in life.
Yeah.
We focus your day with our refreshing blend of sparkling dark fruit juices, naturally caffeinated, with guarana and B vitamins to help you stay sharp.
Well, yeah, I've got
B vitamins.
I've got energising B vitamins. There's a source of C vitamin, which means there's fuck all in there. Yeah. It contains natural fruit sugars, which I'm bloody buzzing for, and it's caffeine free, which I'm not buzzing for.
Naturally caffeinated. So it hasn't got
naturally caffeinated. What the fuck does that mean?
There's no caffeine in it, but it's naturally caffeinated.
Someone just like fucking put a whiff of coffee beans over it and was like, yeah, that's buzzing. That's natural. Right. It's gonna taste like shit, isn't it?
It's not gonna be nice, but it'll taste nice.
Mine looks like piss. I've got to admit, mine looks like absolute piss.
It's like Mike piss.
Mike. Come on, son.
Behave.
There's a bathroom for a reason.
But it will taste better coming from our Mike and Sully mugs, I
It
think.
won't. Don't take the piss out of me, Fraser Oliver. How's it taste? Shite?
It's not great at all.
The smell is just not
It's
appetising.
actually not fun.
Purdy's?
It doesn't taste of...
I think we can happily say we're not going to take Purdy's money.
Oh, absolutely not. Well, it is money.
Purdy's?
If you want to, you
We
drink
shat
the shit.
all over your products. But if you want to
You want as
sponsor-
much as you can, but your drinks are shite.
HelloFresh didn't get back to us.
That's a shame.
What a
Right,
surprise.
you got a second chance. I'll edit this and put it up on Twitter. You got a second chance, HelloFresh. It's really not very nice. It doesn't taste of fruit. It's just...
It's not bad. The smell's quite bad. Like give that a wee sniff through.
Oh God!
It smells like piss.
It does smell like piss.
It doesn't taste like piss.
Have you ever tasted piss?
I
Do
don't
you
know.
what piss
I have
tastes
not
like?
tasted
It
piss.
doesn't taste like piss. I know my piss.
Well, I don't think piss would be particularly fruity.
No.
Maybe it would be.
Who knows? Well, if you know the...
If you know the answer, let us know in the comments below. Bloody hell. At
Right.
Falmouth University, yay
Yes.
or nay?
In the middle somewhere. Like, it's...
There are positives.
There are big positives, there are big negatives.
I feel like what we should do is just if there are newer viewers, I feel like we should talk about Falmouth as a whole, and then we can zone in on some of the more elements that are more specific to us, just so people can feel free to sod off if we're not
we'll give
interested
you an
anymore.
overview of Falmouth, and then if you're a diehard fan of the Mad Podcast, which you should
Which
be,
you all are.
you can hear our take on it
Exactly.
as cynical people.
So, Falmouth is a place to live. Hilly, innit?
Oh, it's very fucking
Very hilly.
Like, it is... You can't even get anywhere without walking down or up a hill. It's
No.
fucking horrid.
In terms of cardiovascular,
It gets you going.
you
like,
are up, down, left, right, over the deep blue Irish Sea, whatever the
something
song
like
is.
that. Yeah, no, you know that.
Over the Irish.
This way, that way, forwards and backwards,
over
over the Irish Sea.
Or is it, I think there's a version with Irish and just deep blue,
Who knows
depending on
where you're from?
things.
I don't know. But yeah, it is very...
Big up, John.
It's very, very hilly.
Very hilly.
Which is it. And then the buses aren't particularly reliable, I've found.
Okay,
So
yeah.
you can't even co- you
Let's
can't even
let's
combat
structure
the
this bit
hills.
more. Right. The buses. To be fair, during the day they really ain't bad.
No. Okay, yeah. Thing is, I don't have a lot of demand for buses during the day. The only time really I'm using a bus is on a night out.
Yeah.
And in that case, they are unreliable. The
They're
time
not
they'll
good.
say one thing, your phone app will say the other, and the bus just doesn't show up.
No,
It's-
because me and King of Oranges were going out
Yeah.
into town the other day. Lied to us. We nearly missed the Danish book club.
Oh, that is sick. That's not okay. I contact first.
That's coming soon, guys. Danish.
It is
Book club
happening.
collab. It
we
will
just need
happen.
to book a studio and get
We
it
just
done.
need to pull our fucking.
We just need to get our shit
Basically, we've
together.
got assessments next week, and
Oh,
then
yeah.
after that, I think everyone's schedule is going to be a little bit clearer,
Yeah.
and hopefully
So we will get it done. So I'm excited for that. Get a proper studio booked and do it. It'll be good fun.
get the void book. Go back to that blood splatter that me and Ben did a podcast.
Was it
on.
good?
Yeah, it was great.
I'm glad.
We didn't explain the blood spatter till the
I couldn't
End.
explain. I don't really know what it's from. I'm not a person.
maybe
Niche.
a murder.
That's the niche stuff. That, oh god.
Yeah, that is
yeah,
niche.
Buses are very unreliable, but then as a counter to that, the trains are very reliable. Like the trains I found
Trains aren't bad.
very like as reliable as a train can be.
Yeah, in terms of, when you're used to, because I presume most people in Falmouth Uni are either used to Cornwall in general and therefore will know a lot of this, or if you're from a slightly busier area, it's good to know that they're not bad.
Yeah. As far as trains go, they function.
They function. They're on top. You'll rarely get late ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. In terms of buses, what I do like is they do a specific, obviously it stops along a journey, but it does from the town centre the most direct use route to the campus. So when I lived in Falmouth town first year, that if you're living in town, very
good
close.
direct. And all the buses stop at campus. So if you're on a night out, any of the buses that will stop at town or any of Falmouth, they will go through the campus, which is great because it means you haven't got to faff about the wing of on a night out, well, what buses go where. If it stops at that station, it's going to campus, which is very helpful.
It's ideal.
You don't have to.
It's ideal. And to be fair, if you are a very like bussy person, most of the interesting place in Cornwall you can get to via bus. If you are with who is a bus? I don't really like buses.
No, buses stress me out. If I don't have my earphones, I'm on a bus. I can't do it.
It's especially when you're like the only person at a stop, and you get onto like a busy bus, and then it's like you have to either like stand or like. I always find like if it's like a busy bus and you like have to like, either like stand or sit next to someone, it's always like.
Oh, I never sit next to anyone.
I know they actively wouldn't mind me going to sit there. My brain is there going.
They're gonna hate me.
Stand up, music in, get off the bus, walk home.
Yeah, I can't do buses. They stress me out a lot.
Buses ain't ideal. Falmouth Town.
Falmouth Town is an interesting place, is what I'll say.
I think it's one of the positives.
Oh yeah, no, it's one of the positives. It is a very. The thing is, first year for me, Falmouth Town is different to this year Falmouth Town. I don't know why. It feels strange.
Okay, explain that.
Well, I don't know how to explain it. I guess first year it was very like, oh, what bars there, what pubs there, where can I drink? Whereas second year it's been more, what are the little like hidden things almost that like you wouldn't go to, but they're like, oh, that's cool. So there is a lot to, like, they've crammed a lot into Falmouth Town, which is like shops and bars and cafes and also it's good. Falmouth Town is very nice.
It's probably not, you know, like from where we, you know, like grew up. Obviously, like that high street is dying.
Oh, it is on the verge.
Falmouth High Street is doing.
Oh, it's I wouldn't say it's thriving. But it's better,
It's keeping a lot of the classic brands of a high street you would expect.
You've got your Cafe Nero, your Costa.
And there's a lovely range of like niche shops.
And it's got like independent businesses, which is great, because then you don't know what you're going to find.
Yeah.
It's got a new nerd shop, which we love a nerd shop.
Extra Dalek.
Oh, it's fair. Oh, there's a lot of Daleks in there, James.
Yeah, I know.
Have you been there yet?
No, I haven't actually.
Oh, James,
I haven't been. I went a couple of times at like a regular like time of day, and it all depends because there's a little weirdy pier bit where it's like very independent-y shops.
Stop that beeping. It's just me tumble drying. Sorry, folks.
Sorry, yeah, he's just decided to do a podcast during his damn tumble drying. There's like
it's a weird little.
Because it's where there's a club I, and we'll briefly go over drinking, but if you want a full drinking podcast, we have done that and discussed a lot about Valley in terms of drinking. But
I'll
like,
link it up there, don't you worry.
there's like there's Club I in there. There's like a couple of
clothes,
interesting
vintagey
shops,
like vintagey clothes.
Yeah.
Hippie vibe kind of clothes shops that are quite cool.
There's like a couple of like cafes, like it's the niche place.
It's an independent business niche. Places sort of come and go from there. I've seen
But there are in Falmouth Town. There are a couple of like lovely, like what is it, Furrow and
Tide's lovely. Shout out Furrow and Tide.
Lovely, like independent.
The way it works.
Sellers.
So you go in. I turned you off.
Sorry, guys. Yes, there's
I
lots of.
Turned this off.
As far as I know Fraser's been there a lot more than I do. But it's kind of like lots of, like people come to them with like their like handmade product to like buy a shelf for a certain amount of time, I guess.
It's like Etsy, but in person. Like people just make anything, go there and go, I'll pay this much for a shelf, and then they get like a little section of shelf, put their stuff on there, and then they almost sell it for them. It's very nice. So, and the lady in there's very nice.
If we ever got mad merch, I think we would.
Oh, 100%.
We would whack it in there for like a little bit of little bit of a funny.
But the lady that works in there is very nice as well. That's the other thing I found about Falmouth Town actually, is the people that work in these shops are always very friendly.
Yeah, they're always very
nice, which is lovely.
It's the one thing I like. The one thing I was slightly worried about it was like, obviously it is in Cornwall. It obviously is a bit touristy. Honestly, you do not notice it as a tourist place.
No,
because even for me, obviously, when I stay here over like between second and third year, I presume I'll notice it'll be a little bit more touristy. Yeah. But in the you know, like
we're not here at peak tourist time.
In any student month, it's not. It's studenty and not touristy.
Maybe in the summer when we stay.
Yeah.
It might get more touristy, but what we've seen,
you noticed a couple more of like the touristy demographic maybe in like September.
But it's but
even
not massively like
that it
affects Falmouth Town. Very nice Falmouth Town. Yeah. Big up. Big up Falmouth Town.
Big up Falmouth Town. Lots of, it's nice range of places to eat. You've got your more like, there's some like posher places, there's some like nice little lunch options. You've got like the lovely bit round where like Pizza Express is.
Yeah, well, I feel like we should go there more. We didn't go there on
Yeah.
Lemon Twist.
Lovely little
Can we go to Lemon Twist?
When I get paid.
Yeah, when we both get paid.
It's like lovely in there. It's like
but
£7,
very
£8 a drink.
expensive. But they're espresso martini things.
They always do like a different range of like espresso martini, because I love an espresso martini, and then you add in there something like weird, like they do like, I think they've done like a tiramisu one before.
Have you had a caramel espresso martini?
Salt and caramel one. We went to a phase of that. Those are very fun.
Top tier.
Lemon Twist is very fun. Obviously, again, not talking about nightlife like too much, but it's fantastic. Right? Obviously, you got Spoons, a very nice.
Yeah.
Very excited for their roof terrace.
So the Spoons in Falmouth is being done up and basically hasn't been open for months. It opens next month.
Supposed to, might
January,
be pushed back.
But either way.
But I feel like everyone, like the same like 5 people, I keep hearing different things from.
Yeah.
So I feel like the rumours might be spreading between
So I don't know what's going
my own
either
circle.
Way, it's opening soon-ish. And it was always very crammed and they'd struggle, like on a Saturday you'd struggle to find a seat. They're opening a roof terrace, which... great idea. Well, that's a great idea.
In summer, I'll be there like...
I
don't even need to get pissed. Let's just sit
pint on the
cheap drinks for a late summer evening on a weekday. Bish bash bosh.
A late... just pick, like a midweek, like nice evening in the summer.
Midweek, grab a double.
Pint.
Bish bash bosh.
That's great.
That will be lovely. I think I find it hard to notice because cost of living and moving to Falmouth have kind of come at similar times.
They've coincided in that,
So I'm not really sure if Falmouth is just a bit more expensive because of the touristy elements, or if cost of living is just generally pushing.
Because I guess this is the first time we've properly lived on like student accommodation. Yes, but this is the first time we've had a house and properly. I feel like I'm living on my own more here than I did in Glasgow.
Yeah.
The cost of living went up sort of as we moving in. So I don't know.
Don't go with billing better. We'll get that.
Oh God,
we'll get there. We'll get there.
So I don't know if life is just more expensive than I thought, or whether cost of living has shat on us as we started living on our own. We don't
like the pub up the road ish from us.
I love that pub,
but it's like a £5
a
pint. And if you got charged a £5 for a pint in Weston, at least when I used to drink in Weston, you would go somewhere else. You wouldn't pay it. So
but it's annoying because it's a lovely pub, and we went in their beer garden last time. What a lovely beer garden they've got going on.
That's lovely. Yeah.
So I would happily regular that pub, but it's very expensive, which is irritating because it's lovely. And I want to go to a regular pub.
That's one of the things about having a consistent job. And they did say they are quite likely to keep me on.
Lovely. That's what we like to hear.
So it's looking that way. Obviously, I'm ready. If you didn't know, I've been in the exact same company. I've done a Christmas temp shift and then been let go of and then rejoined. Now I had to quit because I've moved. Now I'm back with them on a Christmas temp again, so hopefully I'm getting rehired. I'm slightly worried that I'm going to get some deja vu over that situation. It's quite like money.
Yeah.
And money is ideal.
And jobs are a bit tricky, because it's a massive student town. Getting a job was a struggle, because you think everyone's moving in September, August, trying to get a job. Everyone's trying to get a job.
Yeah.
So it was a pain.
That's why if I can keep it, securing a £10 an hour job is very lucrative. Yeah.
This is the first time I've had that isn't minimum wage, which is mental. It's the first time I've had where it's not £6 an hour.
Yeah, minimum.
Mental.
Obviously, this isn't going to be cost of living the podcast, but
no.
Fuck me, minimum wage is stupid.
It should be minimum.
My minimum wage is £6 something.
Yeah, I was £6.36, something like that.
Something in the £6.
Terrible. How are you expecting to live on that?
I'm not sure, because people that are 25 and over get, more, and I'm there what's the difference between 20 and 21, and what's the difference between 24 and 25?
Doing exactly the same job, but getting paid £3 more. Why?
Get paid for the work, not your age.
Yeah. It is such a messed up. We could do a whole podcast on how messed up that is. We don't have cost of living crisis, the podcast.
Yeah.
But it's mental.
And I get there has to be like some barriers because it also encourages like younger people to get jobs. Because obviously you're less likely to get hired if everyone gets paid the same.
Yeah.
That is the one thing. But short on that, like I think if you're like between like, if you're like 16 or 17, you legally don't have to get paid $5 an hour.
It's like $4.20, I think.
I think it's because for me it used to be $4.20.
Oh, has it gone up?
I think it's at least $4.35 was the last I heard, and it might have gone up since, but I don't think it's over.
But even less than $4.50 an hour.
It's disgusting.
That's mental.
Other elements of obviously with Falmouth, you've got the brilliant element of the beaches.
Oh yeah.
And I think it's got a nice range because you've got the really touristy one.
Which is bigger, like it's a bigger beach. It's a tourist. It's got more stuff on it. It's got like a nice cafe and like it's got stuff on it.
But then you can walk further to Swan Pool, which is a bit quieter. If you've got a car, you could always drive even a little bit like further and enjoy those elements.
I feel like we have not been to the beach since we moved in this year.
I haven't.
I haven't. What we need to do that.
Which we need to do before it gets to like December.
Really Baltic.
Because you probably won't be up for it till February once we get to like December.
I just wanted to go to the beach for a bit.
Yeah.
We need to organise that.
Chill
I did that a lot in the first year because my flatmates were very like they liked sort of paddleboarding and stuff. So like, let's go to the beach. I was like, yeah, I'll come to the beach.
Yeah.
And like sea swimming every week. It was great fun. So we should go to the beach more.
We'll sort that.
Cause having like, especially where we grew up, having the beaches of Weston being
fucking dreadful,
fairly sand and then just sludge.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't the sea. It was an estuary, wasn't it? So it wasn't even the sea. So it's just like muddy brown sludge. You can't swim in it. You can if you want, but you'd be in mental case. And then to move here, where you've got literal blue sea, clear water. It's like we need to utilise that more.
Without putting any like pressure on you, we need to use the fact we have a driver and the fact that we can fuck it. Why haven't we gone to Land's End yet?
Yeah, we don't. Yeah, we all find like a weekend.
Let's do the rating Cornish cities.
We spoke about this on the podcast.
I think we very early on we talked about just for fun because I think I'd quite happily have a lot of fun to edit it. For example, you go round and you just vlog a Cornish city and then and then like with the pod, like how we've got the drink segment and I'm sure that series would develop its own little
grab a coffee in every city or
which city has the best flat white and which has the best local pint.
Yeah, something stupid like that.
Stupid, yeah.
That we need to do because that'd be a lot of fun. But why have we not gone to Land's End? Why have we not gone to even like a beach in Newquay or something? Why have we not
popped to Fistral? There's actually, I remember when we went on holiday.
Like Fistral.
I know it's a bit, because we're talking about Falmouth, but it's in Newquay, but it's a bit like further along. So I think you kind of like can't really get to it by like public transport. But it's a really oddly constructed beach in terms of it's like loads and loads of sand, but it's quite thin.
Okay.
It's really weird, but me and my family have gone, stayed around Newquay on holiday before, and obviously, we went to Fistral once, obviously because we were in the summer, it's kind of like, surfers. So then, go into that beach, and it's honestly, one of my favourite hobbies to do, which I should probably just do more, is just go to a beach, plug in some music, and just sit.
Yeah, I love that. Just lay there, have your headphones in, bang some music on, just chill. Just lay on the beach, listen to the... It is nice.
I can make jokes and go, I don't understand people that do meditation loads or mindfulness.
But I think that depends if you're sat there with your legs crossed humming. For me, I'm a bit if that helps you, go for it. But meditate for me. Put some music on, sit in something even sitting on the docks or anywhere, just sitting. For me, someone with a nice view. There used to be. This is very off topic. Where we used to live, the woods up where I used to live.
Yes.
There used to be a path that went up there. And as you're walking on the woods, there'd be this little opening onto one of the hills. It's just this massive hill. I just sit there and just sit there and just look out on the movie just sit there and chill.
Mine was at the duck pond.
Oh, the duck pond.
You know the little duck pond?
By Morrison's?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do know the duck
I
pond.
love the duck pond.
There's some niche content here. Some Western.
The duck pond by Morrison.
If you know, no one knows.
No one knows.
I don't think anyone from Western watches this.
If you do,
Yeah,
down below.
Can you imagine if someone we didn't know from Western is like, oh, I live in Western? Well,
I think-
as you should.
I think there are some people that like watch the podcast but don't say, like, obviously I had that time in class where I was there, like, Ellie was there, like, oh yeah, I watch pod.
Right,
So I watch pod
genuinely.
sometimes. If you watch the pod
Don't be afraid.
and you know
Please
us,
just comment. Like, I'm
say
so
something.
curious.
I'm genuinely interested.
Like thinking, oh, they won't want me. If we know you, either of us, please.
and we will shout you out.
Yeah. Along with Katie, Scene Partner Shepherd, Matt, Danish Book Club, and Ben, Danish Book Club, and Ben Norbury.
Ben
And
of Torneo?
we are Torneo? Torneo?
I think I call it Torneo, but they call it Torneo.
Okay. Ben, we are Torneo Norbury.
Sorry.
Are you gonna ask Ben how we say his band?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So if you know us, you can be part.
We're
of
also
this.
getting Ben. Well, me and Ben talked about this. We're getting Ben just Norbury on an episode soon.
Amazing.
Because it'll be fantastic.
Just get we can get. You can
Content.
join that list of growing people who are friends of the show. You want that?
Hello, Benjamin Norbury. We're trying to shout you out currently on the Mediocre Best podcast. Can you just let us know how to pronounce? I think I say Torneo, but it's
What's
it's-
Torneo?
yeah, it's Torneo, isn't it? So I think one of the biggest. I think if you are coming to Falmouth Uni. Because I kind of always, just because I don't think people who watch it regularly will mind this, but obviously if people genuinely are watching this as a little guide to Falmouth, if the attraction of living in Falmouth in terms of like the nice high street, very coastal, lots of nice places to walk, beach, are very good. One thing I would say about Falmouth is it's a very good base in terms of it's quite easy to get to via like trains coming down from the country. But in terms of a base to then get to lots of other interesting places in Cornwall, very good. Easy to get to Truro, St Ives, Penzance is very easy to get to.
The trains from Truro go straight to So get
Plymouth will do often.
because I guess from Falmouth the train to get to Truro is really easy, and then Truro goes pretty much anywhere you'd want to go north of Falmouth. So
What I would say, and you can feel free to disagree with me on this, and I don't know why you would, maybe, but if it's, for example, your course that's really attracting you, each to their own, I guess that's what I'm trying to say. If it's not if it's not Falmouth as a place and the local area that is your big number one reason why Falmouth is the right choice for you, my advice is Falmouth probably isn't the right choice for you if that isn't a reason for you to come. Because I have found quite a lot of unorganisedness from the uni.
No, I agree. Because I was, for context, I was between Plymouth and Falmouth were my last two choices. I'd had unconditional offers from both. So I was like, right, I have to look at it. Falmouth was just a nicer place to live. What was that?
Bit sleepy.
Oh, okay.
Sorry,
So
everyone.
I just want to make sure we were all
Plymouth
right.
Mahjong.
Fucking chicken
Mahjong.
So the reason I went with Falmouth and not Plymouth was because of the area. If it wasn't for that, I don't think I'd have gone with Falmouth. But I would agree, the courses felt a bit, at times, a bit wobbly.
Well,
is what I'll say.
A big example is, with Falmouth and their unorganisation, is they actively just don't have enough accommodation for you.
Oh, no.
So, multiple examples. Lots of people... there are two campuses, Penryn and Falmouth. Surprisingly, Penryn is actually... Well, not surprisingly, probably because it's easier to build the bigger one there. Penryn is the much bigger campus, yet overall, there's probably more accommodation for students in Falmouth, which leaves, including me last year, what I was forced into doing was living in Falmouth even though I study at Penryn. Like, they actively, for example, were building a massive accommodation on Penryn, you know, like the big purple building.
One, and they sort of
And
stopped
what I've been told, this might not be completely true, but the building the company that was building it went bust,
Yeah.
so it's halfway through completion, and Falmouth Uni just aren't picking it up.
That's what I've heard. So we've just got this massive, and if
And
that
Falmouth accept too many people.
if that was turned into accommodation, it'd be sort of that. It's just a massive fucking
I think
building.
it looked like minimum, including obviously like shared living areas and stuff. It was like having minimum 500 living there, likely 4 figures.
Huge. It was huge, and that was sort of there. If they get that completed, it'll kind of solve it. But no, they do accept so many people. People are left without accommodation, or like ridiculous accommodation. Like that is one thing.
Yeah.
That I felt very lucky in the first year was that I was given the on-campus accommodation, because it's they do need to sort that out immediately, because it's not good. It's just not.
I also think pricing in general, they are very happy to almost take your money. Like accommodation is probably it's not bad, but it is probably slightly over what you'd expect student accom to be priced.
For me, it seems like washing machine. Like the washing machine was like $3.50 a wash, and it didn't. And the tumble dryers were a piss take. It's like £2 to tumble dry your clothes, and it didn't even tumble dry them that well.
Maybe it's because I'm being led to buy, especially because obviously me and my dad went to university, so I talked to him about his experience at uni, and he always talked about maybe this is Falmouth, or maybe times have just changed. Like he always talks about, and it's quite common, like, the student bar, that's your cheap bar. Oh, obviously you've got like the campus shop. That's just generally what it is always said.
It's meant to be cheaper for students, like that. It's
the campus shop. Much more expensive than you'd expect.
A loaf of bread, £3 for a loaf of. I'm like, this is ridiculous prices. Like
in our student bar, £5 pints.
Yeah.
Not
even exaggerating. Like that is literally. And I remember I had a double rum and coke.
Yeah.
It was. I can tell you it's not a double. I can tell you that right now. There was no way that was a fucking double. It was. Because if you say to someone, oh, it's a student bar, you think, oh, cheap drinks then, right?
Yeah.
No.
You would hope, because obviously we as students, when you sign up for the loan, you owe the government money, not the uni. The uni's getting paid anyway. You'd like to think that the nine and a bit grand is going towards making things a little bit cheaper at points. No, it's £9 grand plus their add-ons.
Not so much with the bar, but definitely with the shop. They know that, especially like if you live in Glasgow, which is the on-site, like the on-campus accommodation. They know that people will go to that shop, whatever the prices are, because it was like a 20-minute walk to Asda. No buses when you went there, so if you needed just a loaf of bread, they know you're going to go there, and they know you're going to spend £3 on their loaf of bread. Like they know people are going to use it because they have to. It's just it is a pain. It is a nightmare. Like, come on.
Also, in terms of prices, it is irritating that, for example, especially if you live in Falmouth, there is no like, in terms of like student pricing, there is no, for example, like student like bus pass you can like invest in or anything like that.
If there was, I probably would. I'd look at getting one.
Because obviously. Like, in West it wasn't bad, because you could almost like pay like £70 and get like a bus pass, which was like, obviously I wouldn't expect it to be that good, but it was a bit, it's a bit like, because I remember like in like first year it was either like £4 for a return, or at best you could buy like, it was like a 20 tickets bundle for £50, so £2.50 a ticket, which when you're buying them in advance...
Like with you, if you're knowing you're going to have to use a ticket, like return a day to get to uni, that's a very good investment.
But even then, the fact that you are buying a bundle, so actively saving, paying ahead to save money, and it's still £2.50 a ticket, when really what it probably should be is £2.50 for a ticket anyway, before paying ahead. That's bad. And they've got the new tapping on and off system, which I swear just doesn't work.
Oh no. Well, Parker always uses that.
Because they end up charging you as singles.
Yeah.
But then what they won't let you do is if you got to go, can I have a return?
They're like,
please?
no, you have to tap.
They just tap on.
But it actively costs you more money to tap on and off for a return journey than just to buy. Which is why I always buy bus tickets on the app.
Yeah.
Because I'm not fucking tapping on and off. Because I know I'll forget and then I get charged a fucking £5.
And the prices vary. Like I swear, I think because they have lowered their. Because like when I say like £4 for a return, that was like when I first started. They've lowered their prices a little bit since. But like sometimes, because a couple of times I've done just like my house to campus if I'm like running late for a class or something. Sometimes I've been charged £1.60. A couple of times I've been charged £2 when I got off on the exact same stop, and I'm there like, what's the difference? This tapping on and off system is just unreliable.
Work. Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like with the campus shop. Like they know you're going to have to use the buses. They know you have, like it does my head in. And like they know cost of living. Again, I don't want to be the cost of living podcast, but they know that's going up. They know how much money we have to spend on just fucking living, and then they're like, oh, also like £3 for a bus ticket, please. Fucking hell, come on.
I think people should also be aware that in terms of like housing going forward, just in terms of like especially for like second and third years, it's tough. We had it all right because we had a group and we sorted it out early.
We were very good actually. We're not usually an organised group of people. We did very well. Well, we have to. I think we have to.
We have to shout out Jesse.
Jesse, if we didn't have to, I don't think like. Jesse saved us, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like any organisation of getting the house, sorting out the logistics of it, were all done through Jesse. So.
Without giving away any personal details, we also know that just generally, not only are people sometimes struggling for accommodation, like I have heard stories of people that had to like move to Truro to continue studying, but also prices generally are, for example, so we've been told, like sooner rather than later probably, we are going to get offered if we want to stay for third year. Our landlord has been advised to put the prices up. We are in a lucky position where he said he will keep things the same if we decide to stay.
Which is amazing.
But just generally, prices are going up. And as from a business and like financial perspective, because there's less options available, there's a bit of a monopoly on the market. So people can just charge ridiculous prices. So I think we've come in quite lucky. We've got
we've got a good deal. But
I feel very lucky for what this property is and the prices we're paying.
And I mean, the fact that the company that we're like renting with have urged our landlord to go, oh, you probably should be putting the prices up. That shows that that's going to be happening all around Falmouth, and we've just been lucky where our landlord's gone, no, I'm going to keep it the same. But not every landlord's going to do that.
Yeah.
More than not are going to go, okay, I'll put my prices up then. So yeah. And Cornwall's a very expensive place to live. Full stop. Like
you've got to be wary. If you can fit it in, get a job as quickly as possible. Apply for your max student loan because it really doesn't hurt, and most of you won't pay it back anyway.
And if you do end up paying it back, it will not affect you that much because you'll be earning. If you earn the amount you need to like actively pay it back, it's not going to impact you that much at that point.
Because it's all done on thresholds, isn't it?
So if you reach the threshold, you need to pay it back. It's not going to really hurt you paying it back.
And it's only ever like something like, I think it's like a percentage over the threshold anyway. So you'll always earn a base, and then like if you earn just over the threshold, you'll be paying a tiny bit of what you earn.
Don't worry about paying a student loan back. Like, don't let that go, I shouldn't apply for it because I won't pay it back. Don't worry,
you won't be able to, you'll be able to earn money from like jobs and stuff, but you won't be able to earn the consistent money
to pay rent, to eat food, like
without student loan. And to have a life.
But yeah, that's the other thing. Like, yes, you need to buy food and eat food. Yes, you need to pay rent. You also need to like go out for drinks. Or like, if you don't, like, you need to buy things to have a good time and enjoy yourself.
Quick note, I know we alluded to it earlier, in terms of bills, don't go a billing better.
Oh, please, like, just save yourself the hassle. Basically, so when we we were told by people that was it the
Weirdly,
people
this drink's
before
growing on me
us?
actually.
Mine grew on me slightly
Mine's
towards
growing
the
on me.
end.
Yeah.
Was it the people that lived here before us that were like, oh, Billing Better's the company to use?
Yeah.
Then Heather, should I say the company we're renting with?
Yeah, that's fine.
And then Heather and Leigh, who we're renting with, are like, oh yeah, no, use this company. They're solid.
No.
No, they're not. they so basically we pay for our gas on a gas meter, so we don't pay for consistent gas on like a direct debit.
Because we unfortunately weren't told that because we did gas with Billing Better, but then you can't do it through Billing. We were told we'd actively have to change our gas meter to the new format.
Which
and I'm
we
glad
don't
we didn't, because our gas is so much cheaper.
And I don't want to piss around the it's not our house.
Yeah.
We rent it. It's not our house to piss around the gas meter.
The landlord said we could, but
I don't want to. Yeah. So we have to like put money onto a gas card, pay it into a meter, which is a very good system. And so far, it's been very, very cheap for us. I know it's like it's not full winter yet, but put a hoodie on.
Yeah, I don't think things are going to go up over winter, because
maybe slightly, but even then, I'm just going to.
Our heating won't be going on, so
have a blanket, put a hoodie on,
yeah,
get over yourself. But yeah, so we were paying pay as you go on that. So we're like Billing Better. We don't need you to charge us for gas because you're not giving us gas. They didn't listen, basically, and just kept charging us to the point where we kept ringing. They were like, "Yeah, okay, we'll sort it." Didn't, and then it was just. It's that thing where they keep saying they'll sort it, and they didn't, and we don't want to keep ringing them and emailing them and going on and on. And then they're like, oh yeah, okay, we'll refund you. Didn't refund us the full amount we were thinking, and then it was...
I think it was kind of like an intentional scam, I think, because what it is that we have the thing, we take the gas off, they continue to charge us the real rate that the rate we agreed to before, and then they say, right, well, you're changing the plan, so we're upping the prices slightly of the other things, and therefore that means overall you're going to get less money back.
So it's like an intentional scam, is what it is.
I think so, because it was like, you know, we were rather you paying, because we were paying beforehand. I think it's closer now.
Yeah.
We were beforehand. We're paying. I'm not going to say the exact amounts we were paying, but £40 more each for gas. Which
when
we're not paying way
when they're
less
not
now.
providing us gas, it's even it's outrageous.
But then they go, well, we don't want to lose £160 a month from you, so therefore we are upping our prices from, because obviously it's a contract, so we arranged to be on fixed prices. Yeah. So now we're upping those prices because basically they were losing money, so they had to kind of like bridge their gap a little bit.
But if anyone tells you should go with Billing Better, or you just research yourself and think I promise you, it may look like a good deal. Just don't save yourself the hassle and do not use Billing Better.
Yeah.
Not sponsored by Billing Better. Actively
fuck Billing Better.
Fuck Billing Better. But if you want to sponsor...
If you want to sponsor... No, I'm not taking...
No, just fuck off.
Billing Better, if you
give
put us back to
refund.
our original tariff, then we'll say nice things about you. Fuck you,
Jesus
Billing Better.
Christ.
The course?
The course.
Thank you, Boris.
Cheers, Bojo.
As far as I know, because most courses wouldn't finish this late, but if you're an arts course... You finish earlier because arts funding got cut, yet we still pay the £9,000. And I think also Rishi wants to cut down on courses like the ones we do anyway.
He does.
Yeah, so...
Thanks, Rishi.
Cheers, Rishi.
Cheers, Big Rish.
Big Rish. Fuck the Conservatives.
Yes. Let's get political for just a quick second. I love when people think that the problem is the leader of the party and not the party itself. That makes me... They're like, maybe we need a new Conservative leader. Maybe... We don't need the Conservatives.
Fuck.
I'm gonna say that. Maybe
Liz Truss was the problem.
Yeah.
Fuck me, Rishi Sunak.
They're like, oh, Boris Johnson, you bottled it out. Liz Truss, you. Rishi, maybe you. No, it's not. It's not the
Suella
leader.
Braverman, do you fancy a fucking pop at it?
It's not the leader of the party that's the problem.
Jeremy Cunt.
It is the party.
You all good? Fancy one?
Chick of Reek Frog, do you want to go, mate? Fuck off. Like, they're all... It's not the
John Penrose, you fancy one?
There's a niche reference.
Like you, John Penrose.
It's not the leader that's the problem, it's the party. There we go, that's my...
Then again, obviously the people in power now don't, and this is very niche and we probably should stop talking about this, but I know that the thing is obviously they don't care, but in 30 years, from our generation, obviously you have some little wet wipes.
You do.
But from our generation, the Conservatives are known as a complete and utter joke. In 30 years, the Conservatives will
it's gonna be dead.
not be in the conversation.
Extinct. Like if you go around and ask like our age range and do a poll of what do you think of the Conservatives, or like what political party would you most associate with? Conservatives will be nowhere. Yes, you'll get a few people like, oh, I love the Conservatives, but the vast majority will say the Conservatives are ridiculous and they will be gone.
But that's politics, because my dad would turn around and go, oh yeah, Harold Wilson.
Harold Wilson.
What would you do if you were me?
Oh my god.
Very niche.
Incredibly niche.
So the course.
The course. For me, first year was... I'm enjoying second year more than first year, just because I feel like we're doing more acting this year.
Yeah.
Which feels nice.
The problem is, and if this does happen to get back to... It won't.
But if it
happens to get back to certain... people that may know us via being paid by Falmouth University on the course. A lot of this isn't actually because I think my big thing, I'm going to come out and say it, is I don't, because we're told stories of some courses, and I think it's due to like the numbers of people that sign up to that course, is that they are in a lot. At the moment, we are in...
Was it 11?
11 hours a week, and it's not only that. Even when it's up to 15, it's that mix of, and that's a good week, because then in a couple of weeks we're losing a module because that's over, but yet we're not starting another module for a while, so we're actively going to be ticking along about 6 hours a week. And I'm not going to blame any staff members, because without being told this, I presume it's a budgeting thing.
Yeah.
But then it might also be it feels like Falmouth University is a get as many heads through the door as possible, and then work around it. Because let's face it, usually all of our stuff is split into 3 groups. If there were 2 groups, there would be more teachers with timetable space overall. Maybe our hours in sessions could be upped.
Yeah.
I think it is unacceptable to have for second year, it is unacceptable for a good week to be 11 hours in a week.
Even first year,
I can work shifts that are longer than that.
I do.
Yeah.
Generally, some weeks I will end up doing more hours at my job than I do at uni, which is insanity. Like it's just not okay.
No, it's
like it's $9,000 for 11 hours of content. Yes,
one thing
we can book up studios at like other times of the week, but that's not contact hours, is it?
I get it. Yeah, I see some argument that yes, you are technically, as part of the $9,000, paying for the building and the space.
The facilities you get, but
mainly you're paying to be taught.
Contact hours from lecturers. That's kind of what we're there for. What are you Googling?
Well, I'm going to... Because usually they have the contact hours on their website.
Oh.
And I'm actually going to see if that's just a complete and utter lie.
I'm excited. Because Falmouth, the acceptance rate of Falmouth, I can guarantee, is massive. Because they...
I honestly reckon it's above 90.
Because you have 3 groups, and 3 big-ish groups of students on, like, the second year. And that's mental. Like it's. Don't get me wrong. It's a good course.
Yeah.
Like when you have contact hours, 9 times out of 10 they are good contact hours. It's just when you don't have contact hours, and they're like, well, you should be rehearsing in your own time. It's like, well, yes.
Well, it's being described as a full-time course.
It's not. It's barely a full. Oh god.
Explore the course. Usually they would give you like a contact.
Maybe they don't. Maybe this is why they don't.
Yeah, I would love. Yeah,
They're avoiding it.
They are avoiding giving us
A specific contact hours.
Hours, yeah. Which I'm gonna keep trying to like. That's I never want to say like they are actively like trying to. Not. Oh God, they've been given a review.
Oh. Lovely.
Some of it's a lie, but. Right, so I'm just gonna.
I think I know her.
Yeah,
is she? Is it?
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah. So this is
Oh,
a quote
God.
about the course, and obviously they're not going to put a bad quote on. I just want to, as someone who wanted an intensive drama school experience, but also the uni student experience, I found Falmouth to be the perfect middle ground. The lecturers are appropriate. Let's dissect this because there's going to be some. I don't want to gloss over the good.
Yeah.
And no, I do not agree. So the quote basically says,
right.
It's a drama school,
With
but at uni. No, it's not.
It's just
a drama school would have you in 9 to 5, Monday to Friday.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I want that. I understand maybe.
I'm not saying it's a bad thing that it's not a drama school in a uni.
But
it's not
the fact that a drama school would likely have probably about 2 and if you're kind of fair, 2.5 times the amount of contact hours.
It's just not for me.
That is actively not true. And very much so we're saying this.
I don't know when that would have been written. So that was last year. The last year's contact hours
it was only 4 more a week on average.
Was it?
15. It was 15.
3, 6. Oh shit! Yeah.
So it wasn't actually that many more. And to be fair, sometimes that was like
and it was sort of excuses.
a seminar and things like that.
That's true.
And so we're saying this from the acting course perspective. Some courses we know. So for example, we have a housemate who does musical theatre, and he seems pretty happy with how it's run. But we're just saying generally.
This is acting.
Falmouth lies.
Yeah.
The lecturers are approachable, committed, and come from a variety of backgrounds within the industry, so they'll know what they're talking about. I would completely agree. When you're with the lecturers, I mean, they push you, they work with you, and they're also very kind and approachable.
And they do have a massive range of like there's one of our lecturers, I don't want to say any names, but who's like come from TV writing backgrounds, writes plays. You've got other people who are very like vocal.
There are lots of
focused, we do have a massive.
There are lots of people who are like not really guest lecturers because that implies they aren't involved that much, but like people that aren't like at the uni all the time that come in for long chunks. Lots of those are like acting as well as doing that.
Well, a lot of the people, a lot of our lecturers are still working outside in the industry. On which is that I completely agree with that bit. That's.
Workshops push comfort zones, but also give you the support you need to do so.
Yes and no.
I have to admit, this is where, if we're honest, sometimes things. I think sometimes it is catered to a lower level.
Oh,
sometimes it does. Sometimes time is wait. Yeah, and there is no chance I am going to say any names, because that's just not fair and respectful. No. Because there are people that watch this podcast who know the people involved.
It could get
but I'm not causing a drama.
I think that statement very much depends on what workshop you're doing.
There are certain times where time is not, and bearing the problem is it all feeds back into this idea that we already feel like there isn't enough time.
And when that time is being wasted you're like, if we were getting double that contact hours a week, and there was one session that felt a bit wasted, I'd be like, okay, that's fine. But when you're getting 11, and 3 of those hours feel wasted, you're a bit like, well, that's
Then we end off with the module plans are built brilliantly, where each session lends something towards the assessment at the end of the module, so it's easy to come back and see how far you've come.
Bollocks. I
do actually know the person that gave that quote. Maybe they think that, but the problem is as well, when you're being asked by the people trying to promote their course, you don't say the bad things because you as a human being
you don't want to be
isn't going to happen.
I think that last bit is a bit I disagree with the most.
In terms of a lot of the times, I do think there is a lot of work that needs to be done within the structure of it, because a lot of it can feel like you're doing stuff, you're doing little bits, and then it's assessment. The problem is either it needs to be, maybe a little bit more assessment driven sometimes, or the assessments themselves sometimes might need to be changed to become a bit more either flexible or applicable. Hello, welcome back to the Mediocre podcast. I'm James Lennon Skinner. A good part, because I feel like, right,
we've shat on the uni a bit. I feel like we need to unshit on the uni.
As a final summarising statement, it is at the end of the day, there are elements of the course that work, there are massive, massive problems. If you are watching this pod just as a general Falmouth thing, I think what might be to look out for, if it's a more niche course, I wouldn't be surprised if they know what they can provide very well. If it's a more generalised course, there is a high likelihood that there are problems. If you're a Falmouth uni higher up and you want to talk through the problems of the course on this, that'll be a lot of fun. Come on the podcast.
Yeah.
We'll have the CEO of Falmouth.
Get the Vice Chancellor of Falmouth Union. Get Dawn French on.
What do you want, guest?
There's also lots of issues with Exeter at the moment as well. It's not just the Falmouth Uni.
Oh, yeah, I always forget that it's University of Exeter. Yeah.
Well done. That speaking was great there. You sounded fantastic.
I do forget that we also like the University of Exeter is also on the Penryn campus.
Which is odd because they have a very different timetable.
And they're all quite. Exeter's quite a businessy uni, and then we're walking around in our joggers ready to do some.
Didn't Exeter have a pro-life march, which was a bit controversial?
Yeah, Exeter does a lot of protesting, which is fun.
Yeah.
Big up Exeter.
But
that is something to mention. Falmouth have had something dodgy happen recently where any new staff members that join, it's wrong.
And there's a lot of bus and train and. There's a lot of protesting going on in Falmouth. It's all going on.
Basically, in quite a serious and sad manner. Guys, we are trying to record a podcast. Come on. I'm not trying to parent you.
It wasn't me.
It was me. It was me.
If you're going to watch us record the podcast, you've got to be sensible and silent. I say holding my mic was out.
This is a very serious podcast, guys.
But yeah, that is another. That's as we say. We feel like Falmouth can be quite money focused in trying to wring the money out of students, and that apparently now seems to come at the expense of
lecturers
actively allowing, paying some new staff members very different, clearly wages that they don't deserve for the specialisms that they study in.
I think it goes back to if you're coming to Falmouth for a course, make sure you do very good research beforehand. If you're coming here,
and you've got to love the area because the area is the biggest positive.
Yes, it's a lovely area. But the course, do your research.
Unfortunately, if you're coming just because the website and things you've heard about the course have made you excited, I don't think that's a good enough reason to come.
I didn't do an open day because it was COVID. I couldn't do an open day, so I don't know what the open day experience is like.
I don't regret it at the end of the day, but there are huge problems that need to be addressed, but I don't care that much.
They need to be addressed, but I don't care that much to go and protest about it.
The good sides of Falmouth University, great facilities, big up a martyr.
I was going to say they did have a nice cafe, but now the price of that have skyrocketed, so I have to get out a loan to get me chicken panini.
It's a sad life, isn't it? They're a bit pasty obsessed as well. I get it.
Oh, they do love their pasty.
But fuck me, can we have a bigger range of sarnies, please? I don't want a Cornish pasty every bloody day of my life. I can't eat that.
I don't even like a Cornish pasty, really.
No, too much potato. These bloody Cornish are obsessed with their potatoes
their
and their
chewy
pasties.
Steak and their
Give me some meat!
And when they do give you meat, it's chewy half the time.
I know.
I want tender steak.
Fucking hell, you want your ribeye, do you, love?
Give me Wagyu steak. I've never had Wagyu. Have you had Wagyu?
It's just a funny word.
It is. I just love saying Wagyu. I don't even know what it is, but I just know it's steak.
Are there any other positives of Falmouth Uni you'd like to discuss?
I wish there were.
Like we said,
Well, to be fair,
it's
the campus
easier
is
to.
very nice.
I always find this is easier to discuss the negatives for like the positives of Falmouth has beaches, yay, is a very positive, very important statement that you can't really elaborate on.
No.
Whereas negative when we say the course is bad, we can elaborate on that. So even though a lot of this podcast, like time-wise, has been spent on the negatives, that doesn't mean there are more negatives than positives. It's just easier to elaborate.
It's
on
like
negatives.
if you do like a YouTube video, you do like a review on a film. If it's not if there's nothing bad about the film, you're not really going to do a review on it because it's not exciting to go. It's good.
Yeah.
End of conversation. There are good aspects of it, but it's easier to talk about the bad things. You notice the bad things more than the good things.
It's what me and Ben said on our shout out on our Power of the Doctor podcast. So much easier to go, this plotline doesn't work than, ooh, cameo's cool. You know, so
the campus itself is very nice. Like that walk bit to a martyr. Like you've got like foresty area on. That's nice. The outdoor theatre's really nice.
If you're very like outdoorsy and like nature, and I have to admit, you know, if you are not like if you are a city person, don't come to Falmouth. There are plenty of universities within a city. I genuinely, for some people, do understand the appeal of a university that isn't in a big city.
I'm glad I've chosen a uni that isn't in a big city. I don't think I could cope. It stresses me out too much.
I do eventually want to live in the city. I reckon I quite enjoy the city life. I reckon. You know, big up United. Thank you very much for watching the Mediocre Best podcast. Have we forgotten anything? Co-host and
spectators.
Have we forgotten anything? Co-host Robbie Knox, Donny van der Beek of the podcast.
Have we forgotten anything? Robbie Knox and Donny van der Beek.
Did an inclusivity thing, and I think
Come and talk about the inclusivity. I feel like we're not versed at all, but talk to us about inclusivity. Well,
I'm
perch on the
trans.
arm and kind of fall off.
I'm trans, and Amata put tampons in the men's room as well as a bin, so that was quite nice for all the trans folk out there.
Well done, fam.
And there's also just, them in the women's as well, so...
And for Cornish people.
No,
Cornish people are
that's very
like,
forward for Cornish people.
All Cornish people just want...
There used to be any.
No, I said Cornish people are not the most LGBT friendly people.
I thought you were there. All Cornish people bloody love them.
What I meant, for Cornish people who aren't known as being the most LGBT friendly people, that's very good to see in a Cornish uni.
All Cornish people love them.
Oh, they do.
God.
If I know my...
Donny, do you have anything you want to add? Not in French, please.
Monsieur Van der Beek.
Monsieur Van der Beek?
Steak
I've
bake.
just got 2 Yahtzees.
Thank you very much for watching the Mediocre Best podcast. If you liked this, give it a like. If you didn't like this, give it a dislike, even though we can't really see it and we won't check the dislikes. No. Comment down below what you think.
But it's interaction either way.
Overall, if you're coming to Falmouth Uni, let us know in the comments below. Thank you, subscribe to the Nerdy Brit.
Thank you, KTC Partner Shepherd.
Oh, he isn't going to plug his own channel then. Bye, everyone!